Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.
What is up? What is up, guys? Went and saw a couple of movies, one of those movies being Renfield, and I'm here to do a spoiler type review. Now, what I like to try to do is I don't like to go over every detail, so I don't like to spoil the entire movie. So if you're one of those people that you don't mind getting a little bit of spoiled, then you can hang out. If not, then you can get out until you see the movie, which I overall would recommend. But yeah, man, it was what it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It is straight up 100% just unadulterated Nick Cage at certain moments of the film. I like the way this film started out. It had some black and white. It actually took some iconic footage from old Dracula style movies and placed the two main characters in this movie in those situations and stuff. And that looked really cool. That was really fun part of it. So it kind of kicked it off the right way at the very beginning, letting you know this is going to be cheesy as hell. You know what I'm saying? Also, I mean, it kind of looks scary. I mean, look, you're going to be sitting there looking at that face this whole time I'm talking about this movie. Luckily for you, this is not going to be a super long review, getting into every single detail, like I said. But in this movie, it had a really good amount of Nick Cage doing Nick Cage things. You know, there was a few moments in the movie where he got to be Nick Cage, which was really super fun, really funny. It's just Nick Cage. And if you're a Nick Cage fan, you're going to love, I think, a decent amount of this movie in that regard. I also think that most of the actors in this film did their job well. There wasn't anything that I could pull out and be like, oh, this actor did terribly or this actor performed terribly. In the style of movie it is kind of hard sometimes to really notice those kind of things. But I would say that everybody did their job pretty well in this. I think the direction was fine. You know, like I said, this is one of those movies where you're sitting down and you're putting popcorn in your face the entire time. You kind of turn your brain off and you just try to have as much fun with it as you possibly can. I think the director did an overall good job of portraying that for us and putting it on the screen for us. If you're one of those people that can shut your brain off and have fun, and just do the movie and go and see, this movie is going to be what it's going to be. It's starring Nick Cage. Nick Cage is Dracula and all this good stuff. There are some things in the movie that I wasn't the biggest fan of. I mean, some of the storyline and stuff like that to me just wasn't all that great. But like I said before, in movies like this, you almost have to shut your brain off. So if you're not thinking about those things, you can definitely have fun. And I keep saying that word. I know I've already said it 3, 4, or 5 times, but this is a fun movie. Now, is it the best fun I've had this year? No, I had more fun watching Dungeons and Dragons, to be honest. Was I disappointed going out of the theaters or coming out of the theater after watching the movie? No, I wasn't. I wasn't disappointed at all. I liked a lot of what I saw. I laughed out loud a couple of times, during the film in the movie theater. And most of the time, I don't have a bunch of reactions as far as that goes, laughter and stuff. So that gets a couple of points there. But the main bad guy, I just don't like it when they make some of the bad guys so Nick Cage is obviously the main bad guy, I guess you would say, but then they had a secondary crime family involved in this, and the son was made to look super dumb and stupid. I get it though, they're trying to be funny. I just don't like it when you make your villains super dumb and funny and do that trope, and a lot of times in these kind of movies you will get that. But overall, nice film. A lot of fun to be had here if you just don't think about it. Because if you start thinking about it, there are going to be some things that you don't like or that you nitpick or to death and stuff like that. But with that being said, I give this movie a 6.5, maybe closing up towards a 7. And that's because I'm going to be honest with you. I like cheesy movies. I'll watch B horror movies all day long and enjoy it and have a lot of fun and just entertainment and be laughing my butt off at like all the silly things that are going on. And I'm that type of person. So that's why this movie will get a little bit of a higher score than maybe some others may give it or something like that. And other people that, like I said, love Nick Cage, probably going to score this one pretty high as well. Trying to be as fair as possible. But if you're one of those people that can't turn your brain off and you're going to have a lot of those eye rolling moments and stuff like that. Like I even have those in movies that I don't think should be stupid silly, or they wasn't first originated to be stupid silly. Like I have those eye rolling moments as well. Like I did for John Wick Chapter 4, because the first movie was, decently grounded, more realistic. And now when you're watching 4 and you get hit by 10 cars and you're still able to walk around, I'm eye rolling, right? But this movie is like the first Renfield movie with Nick Cage starring, as Dracula. And so that being said, there's not none of that stuff going on with me. So this is definitely a movie. If you can't do that, if you're looking for Academy Award-winning performances, it's not going to happen. It's not going to be there. And I don't suggest you go watch the movie because you won't have any fun with it. But if you like Nick Cage and you like Nick Cage at some of his goofiest moments, this will be a fun ride. So I definitely suggest going to watch it if you can do those kind of things. There's like my favorite moment from the movie is like a part where the guy that's helping Renfield, actually, the guy that helps Dracula get like his powers and get the people that he needs to eat and feed to get his powers, gets into a fight in a balcony area of like this motel or whatever, and he like rips this one dude's, like he grabs him by the arms and like kicks him, and he rips both of his arms off, and then he starts using the arms as like weapons. Like that was actually really funny. I was laughing almost the entire time. I mean, he even throws like one of the actually both arms on the other side of the balcony, and just like boom, 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 like basically pins a guy to like the wall because like he threw him so hard that like the bones, like kissing the arms, was able to puncture the guy and like sticking to the wall. Like those kind of things. Like it is bloody, it's gory, but I like those things. So that's why I said I give it like a 6.5, maybe even a 7, and maybe even like it even more and more, like as I see it maybe with friends and stuff, because sometimes the enjoyment of the movie really comes in those moments. And there's movies that I rank higher than I should because I had so much fun watching it with friends that now I just remember that great time that I had. But yes, go and see the movie if you can turn your brain off. If you can't, don't go see it. That's my final judgment call on that. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for doing all that you do, especially thank the Patreons out there for doing what they do as well, so that we can goof around and do little videos like this and talk about some of the movies that we go out and see. And with that being said, guys, stay sexy. Hey guys, it's Justin, aka Hambone, just here to let you know a couple of things that we have going on with the channel. One, we have a Patreon. If you can and want to support us, you can do that. As little as $1. You can join the Discord. We also have a merch store where you can get some cool shirts, mugs, and stuff with all of our different shows and labels on there. And thank you for all of our supporters that have already been there with us.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.